also seeing Shan and RJ on television all over the place. I was thinking this morning driving in, I was like, maybe ESPN has taken a 105 Through the Fan morning show break. I did not see a lot of Jerry Jones audio interview and quotes last week
105 to 3 the Fan
on all their shows, but that quickly changed today as ESPN, NFL Network are going over the Jerry Jones interview that we had yesterday.
I mean, look, it's
the one that I think NFL Network focused, or one of them focused on the quote that we didn't even go over again at 6 o'clock of, we'll go ahead and trade some regular season failures for some more playoff success. Like, it just works that way. Well, that's just an automatic trade that you can make whenever you want in sports, losing some regular season stuff for more playoff success. And then the other one, I'm not sure what NFL Network was playing.
A lot of people focused on the Dalvin Cook stuff yesterday. Like, a lot of different reports about, I guess Dalvin Cook's not coming up. They're happy with their running game. No, ESPN had a way today to talk about it. I did not click on it, but I did see the headline yesterday. They had a split screen of Dan Orlovsky on his Zoom with a big goofy grin on his face, and then Derek Carr in the other shot, and ESPN was using the headline, "Is Derek Carr this generation's Dan Orlovsky?" Sure, it was a bit of some sort, like making some wild connection, but even still, seeing that as the front page topic on ESPN NFL yesterday, I almost lost my mind.
Is that what you tweeted about? Is that what you were saying, keep this off my timeline?
No, I was taking a subliminal shot at somebody that I hope they recognize it.
Oh.
I don't know. It starts with subliminal shots, and then by the end, I'm buying Calvin Ridley jerseys because I hate Marcus Mosier so much. That was not Mosier, but
LeBron James of you.
877-88.
It's a progression.
Yeah.
877-881-1053 to answer RJ Choppy's Dallas Cowboys true or false.
Cowboys, true or false? First one, Mike Zimmer is not the DC for this team. Is not the guy at DC for this team.
False. I still think Zimmer's really, really good. And I think that they're limited in what they have with personnel right now to execute a lot of things that they want to do. Like, they're not good enough on the interior. Mozzie Smith has not been the player that they wanted him to be. They're without Deron Bland. Kalen Carson is still learning. Kalen Carson should have done some things differently in this game the other day. I saw some metric the other day. It was talking about EPA per coverage snap. And Jordan Lewis, Trayvon Diggs, both in the top half of the league. Kalen Carson was way behind. So Carson's got to be better. I think you've seen evidence that he will be, but to me, it's just players got to be better. Zim definitely got outworked by Kubiak in this game, but I don't have long-term concerns about Zimmer.
I'm scared because, number one, you got schooled coming in, and then you got schooled during the game.
Yeah.
What Jerry Jones said, it's hard to rank the craziness of some of the things Jerry said yesterday besides amongst running back room is fine. See no reason for Dalvin Cook. This does not remind me of the Packer playoff game. That was just, the last home game you had before this beatdown. And then talking about Mike Zimmer did not fail in terms of adjustments. That was scary. And that was Jerry yesterday.
We can improve. This is something we can correct. This is not something that we can't look to more like we played at Cleveland than we played out there the other day. We saw things at certain spots we hadn't seen during the preseason, and we had players that were doing things in a way that they hadn't done it before. Had they done it before, we would have been able to correct it by example. So the point is, can we take exactly what we're trying to do and have it ready to go, and have it ready to go in a way that can win these games during the season and get ready for the playoff? The answer is a big yes, we can.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Jerry Jones just say because the Saints did not show what they did Sunday in the preseason, that was a reason for being surprised and caught off guard? Did I hear that correctly? The Saints didn't show any of that in the preseason. How are we supposed to scout that? What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? Like, game 2, give us a break, guys. They didn't show it in the 2 quarters Derek Carr played. What?
Yeah, I guess.
Did I hear that?
Is he saying it like in the sense of, man, we had been scouting these preseason games and we didn't see any of that? Or he's saying like, with a new offensive coordinator, what did you want us to tap into? Because it clearly wouldn't have been the preseason. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to say it like that. I have no idea.
To answer your question, I'm going to say false. Mike Zimmer is still the guy. I can't believe everything I did in the offseason. I can't have the amazing conversation we had with Zimmer on the beach and jump ship on my boy this quickly. I'm scared. I'm worried. But I'm saying he's still the guy at DC. Your answer?
I think he's a one and done.
Because of
No, exactly.
McCarthy and the lame duck status and 1-year contract, or this isn't going to work out?
I don't think it's going to work.
Why?
I think, well, first of all, they may have the wrong personnel for what he's doing. So much of coordinator switches of anything is so much based on personnel. I remember the first time he came in here, he did a great job, and they were, now listen, it's not fair because they were trying to change from a 4-3 to a 3-4, but there was a transition there. And he did a good job coaching, and he switched coaching. He went from a 4-3 guy to a 3-4. I don't know. Something just doesn't sit right with me on the defense. The game one, it was far more about Cleveland than the Cowboys.
I don't disagree with that. Give me the top 3 things trait-wise for a Mike Zimmer defense. If he had his dream of writing down, this is what I want, that's what a team would have. What is it?
I mean, the biggest thing for him is he wants like high IQ mental processors.
Okay.
Like that's going to be the biggest trait. He does like speed. He likes length. And so I think those are kind of the biggest things. Those are all traits that you can like boil it down to. Because obviously you're looking for different things on the interior, the defensive line versus the secondary. Secondary, he does want some length. He does want some speed. He likes bigger linebackers. He'll play with smaller ones. He is I'll play with whatever you give me guy, but he does have preferences. He likes a bigger defense. That's what he prefers.
All right, next one.
Parcells tree.
Cowboys. Yeah. True or false, this team's leading rusher this year has not yet played a snap for them.
So this would have to make me believe that they're going to go out and make a move.
Yeah.
And how soon?
And how soon? Jerry Jones yesterday trying to make RJ look and sound stupid by being like, I don't even know what you're asking about going out and getting another running back. What are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dalvin Cook is not going to play or not on track to play on Sunday? This is a really, really good question. What's your answer to
it? The leading rusher is, I think, on the roster, I would guess. It's Zeke and Dowdle, though, right now are tied for the lead with 56 yards. So it's not like if you threw Dalvin Cook out there and he got 70 yards this week that, I mean, all of a sudden it's changed. But no, I'm going to say that I just see them too often going, we've made a decision and we want to see it play out. Now, do they make a decision at week 6 and say they need to go get somebody? Yeah. Maybe, but you're talking about a 6-week head start for rushing.
Oh, yeah, but when you're only rushing 30 yards a game or 16, you never know.
I'm going to agree with Bobby. The leading rusher is on the roster, and I'm leaving open for that to be Dalvin.
Did you hear Broadus's criticism of the Cowboys after Cleveland? That I thought was, especially in the wake of this, was kind of interesting, where he said, you lose so much practice time in this day and age because of the CBA and other things like that. When you were up big on Cleveland, that's when you should have had Zeke and Dowdle in there and try to work on run game concepts. That should have been your reps, is to kill that in the second half of a blowout and try to work on some things in the run game that you can't do in practice.
Next one. The offensive.
And what's your answer?
I mean, I think they're probably on the team. I think it's going to be Dalvin. The offensive game plan was just bad versus New Orleans.
They didn't execute in the red zone was the biggest thing to me. I don't know that it was bad. It was just they weren't.
But you both were talking and texting about different things that you were noticing or seeing during that game. Why did you say or think that, both of you?
It was different. They don't run a lot of. They clearly were trying to get some quick stuff in space. Like they wanted to get out free. They weren't doing a whole bunch of just
except for Deuce Vaughn.
I don't know if they just didn't trust their ability to protect. And so they didn't want to do a whole bunch of typical drop back stuff. But there was a lot of, shotgun, throw a flare to Turpin back here, throw a quick, slant here. So it just, they were doing tosses to the outside to Zeke. Like it looked different, and I don't know why, but it was. The red zone just needs to be better.
A lot of Tolos so far are not happy with the lack of downfield aggression in terms of taking shots.
I felt like there was I felt like there was just a ton of curl routes in this game. You know, a lot of the passes were the guys coming back towards the line of scrimmage. That's not what you want. I mean, if you need a first down, yeah, just go to the sticks, turn around, great. But I mean, it was just a lot of stationary targets. I just felt very, very kind of disheartened by what I saw. All right, next.
By the way, Dak is 8th in the NFL in intended air yards per attempt. So he's pushing it downfield more than the last place passer in the NFL, which is Patrick Mahomes at 4.6 air yards per attempt right now.
Well, you can also, answer yes to that question, true, because a lot of Tolos were messaging during the game saying, why is Zeke running outside and Deuce inside? Right there, you can criticize the offensive game plan.
All right, last one. The Cowboys need to acknowledge they can't draft and develop interior defensive line. You just got to sign it in free agency. It's like the Rangers with pitching.
Right.
Just can't develop it, so we're just going to sign it.
I don't know that it's a develop.
Who else is on there? Well, Mozzie and Tristan Hill. Those would be your test cases.
The two main guys, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think anybody else.
Look, Tristan Hill was Rod Marinelli felt like, I can light the fire under him and get it out of him, and you couldn't. Like he was just he didn't work the right way. He didn't work the way you were supposed to work, and so it didn't matter the skill set. I think if anything, it might just need to be they've correctly identified the type of skill set a lot of times, but they've got to, I guess, do a better job of figuring out which of these guys have the work ethic and the capacity to take to the coaching. I don't know that it's a development issue as much as it is an issue with identifying the guys who are coachable and who are you're able to get that out of.